Welcome to my channel and enjoy this video.
The truck door. They think it is pathetic because it is a shopping mall. As far as they are concerned, the man himself is carrying the things in his hand. They realize the man is the van's driver, photographer, carrier, and coordinator. The boss and Bayam start making fun of him after looking at him. Bayam realizes that he would be too insulted to take photos with them. The boss realized that it was like a homeless shopping mall. He looks at Joy, who is staring at something. He wonders what Joy is looking at. They are all shocked to see smart Daniel coming out of the van. He offers the man to help him carry the base, but he refuses to take his help as he will have things himself. While the photographer is clicking Bayam, the people are staring at him. He knows that look, which is obsessed. He looks at Joy, who is also starting, but he learns that they are not staring at him but at Daniel. The man appreciates Daniel's smartness because his pictures look great, and he is happy to know that. The man feels sorry for him because he couldn't give the support that Bayam has. While having his face tapped by the makeup artist, he laughs and tells smart Daniel that it looks like he doesn't have the things he has. Daniel Bright tells him not to worry because he knows he is already busy driving, taking pictures, coordinating, etc. He tells him to take a break of 5 minutes so that he can bring him a drink. While he goes to bring him something to drink, Daniel brilliantly sits quietly, waiting for him. The people start whispering about whether he is a model and wonder if it will be okay for them to talk to him. The boss of O Clothing comes to Daniel because he is upset that he didn't contact him. He asks Daniel if he needs more than $100 per hour and how much he gets paid. Bayam looks at his boss and is surprised to hear that he apologizes to Daniel because he didn't offer him much. He provides him again. This time, he offers him $150 per hour, and then he offers him $200. He assures him that he will pay him more than what the other man is paying him. Bayam gets angry because he works for him for just $35 per hour. He tells him that the man with whom he is working seems like they are on a small scale and they barely have any staff. Moreover, he informs him about their stability and comfort, which he thinks is better. However, he has lured him with an excellent offer. He warns him that he will leave his job if they go bankrupt soon. Daniel remembers the time when he called his mom more significant. He thanked the boss and thought his clothes were better, so he continued wearing them. When the man sees the owner of the O Clothing offering Daniel again, he gets confused, but after hearing Daniel's answer, he gets relief. At the same time, the boss goes back and tells him to give him a call when the other man fails. The man offers Daniel his drink while Bayam is giving his poses. Suddenly, he happens to look at him and realizes that he is also staring at him. He wonders if he is already looking at and paying attention to him. Daniel looks at him carefully because he has to look at him and learn something from him. He also starts watching Joy, who realizes he is staring at her. When Bayam notices that he is watching her, he abuses him because he thinks that he is just trying to flirt with her. He starts posing, but he gives a lot of poses because he decides not to lose, which shows him the power of a veteran. Daniel is surprised that he also has to pose like Bayam because he thinks it is uncomfortable. He pulls on his shirt and poses. After he poses, they all get shocked to see him doing such cool poses. They all think that their coolness is explosive. The people there start wondering who he is. One says he is a Facebook star and must be a fit model. One concludes that he is very handsome, while the other girl tells them she already knows him. They all went to him and requested that he take a photo with them. One said he had seen him on Facebook. B. Facebookle, watching him, gets aggressive and angry because he thinks it is his place, which Daniel has taken. Joy goes to him and asks him if he is Daniel Park. She tells him that there is a possibility that he doesn't know her, but she knows him because they are Facebook friends and she is a follower of him. She tells her followers that there are 200,000 on Facebook, which she thinks is a little. She asks him if they could be friends. Bayam wonders what Joy is doing with Daniel Park. Both start posing for the man while the O Clothing owner and Bayam stare at them. The people start muttering about looking at the smoking couple, the Facebook stars. They wonder what a shopping mall is like. The man thanked Joy for helping him to free them and asked her as she was doing her work with someone else. She informs them that because she is a freelancer model and has already finished her work with them for today, we don't have any problem working with him. She has already completed her 3-hour job. They both are wearing matching shirts. Joy tells Daniel that they look like a real-life couple by wearing them. Daniel gets nervous when listening to her, but he agrees. Joy requests the boss to call her when filming with Daniel, but the boss realizes he gives her $300 daily. Bayam is crying, too, to see all this happening before him. Joy also allows him to treat her and Daniel Park for dinner. The man agrees to her. Bayam decides always to remember that Daniel has stolen his girl from him. He presented the crab soup, thanked them for their hard work, and requested that they enjoy their food. When smart Daniel looks at the soup, he notices that the soup has the body of the crab, too, which is a little surprising for him. He tells them it also has a body and asks if the crab soup is only made of legs. They get a bit worried about hearing him, but after some time, Joy holds his arm. She is pleased because she met him. Daniel sees she is constantly ringing. He tells her and asks if she will not pick up her phone. She tells him that Bayam is calling her, and he is persistent. The man thanked them and told them about their dream of making his brand. He gets touchy and informs them that he has screwed up multiple times, and at the moment, he is broke. They ask him the reason for screwing up because it is unexpected for them to hear it, as his clothes are amazing. He tells them that he has no money to pay the models, so he decides to wear his clothes on his own, and he has been modeling himself. However, he was very confident in his clothing, but none of them paid attention to him. He appreciated Daniel's smartness because his clothes looked different, and he realized that good brands are careful about having a good fit model. This is because clothes are only one of the essential things. He thanked him once again for working with him because he is overqualified, and though he is unable to pay him much, the best he can do. The man tells him that if he wants to shoot elsewhere, he can do it because he has already done much for him. He realizes that the guy is something special. Smart Daniel realizes that he needs to go out to get a birthday present for his mom. He says to call it a day and ensures he is in touch with him. He realizes that, with his disadvantages, he would have given up. He went to the market, and while holding the money, he thought that it was unbelievable for him to believe that he had earned a lot of money in a few hours, and it would take him several nights to collect it by working at a store. He starts thinking about the things that he must bring for his mom. He realizes that the money that takes all night to make, now he can make the same amount of money in just a few hours in his new body. He is surprised that he can earn money this way, which he thinks is unfair. But the work is challenging. He listens to someone shouting at someone that it will not cost her a fortune. He is surprised to hear it. When he looks there, he finds that she is her mom, who is picking the legs of the crabs from the ground. The shopkeeper tells her that the crabs are not expensive, so she doesn't need to choose the fallen legs from the ground and instructs her to buy ugly and cheap ones from the shop. His mom requests that he give her some fallen crab legs because he will toss them anyway. The shopkeeper agrees to give her the crab's fallen legs because he has never seen someone like her. Smart Daniel is shocked to see his mom collecting the crab legs from the ground. His mom thanks the shopkeeper for giving her the fallen legs. Meanwhile, Daniel Brilliant is stunned because now he realizes that his mom has struggled because of money. At night, his mom gives him the crab soup he loves. She asks him if they should wake up his sleeping friend. Fat Daniel sees only legs in the soup and gives his mom the money. His mom is happy to know that her son is all grown up. His money tells him she doesn't need it so that he can keep it with him. He remembers when he got angry to know that she kept the eggs. He slammed the door and started eating because he didn't care if he was getting fatter. As he slurps, he tells his mom that the soup is delicious. His mom is happy to know and tells him it is delicious because she made it. Daniel, while slurping the soup, starts crying. His mom starts questioning what happened to him and why he has started crying. That day, he decides that he can't continue like this and needs to make money, and that day, he decides. He realizes he has been wasting his body's potential and uses it to make money. So, he decides to do anything and regrets the decision forever. Zach is waiting in the cinema box. He realizes that the movie is finally released, and he will meet Mira. He gets the ticket for Veteran Spirit's first sequel in 10 years, Rocky 17, a horror show. He is sure that Mira will like the show, which is the last tale of Rocky's life, a man's dream sweet friendship. Suddenly, Mira comes and sees Zach, who is already there waiting for him. Zach turns around and sees her. She is wearing a pink midi skirt, white undershirt, and pink jacket. She smiles and asks him what they will see as if he has decided something to watch. Zack, after seeing Mira, realizes that she is gorgeous. He tells her he has not decided yet, and they will decide together what to watch. He wonders if he should tell her that he has already agreed so that she will be impressed by him. Mira decides to watch The Sun Descendant because she wants to see it. While they both are watching the movie, there is some excellent dialogue in the film. While the movie is going on, the main character says that his card has no limit, so it can be used as much as someone can. Moreover, he found it on the street. The character in the movie asks for his uniform because he is a soldier, a cop, a lawyer, and a doctor. He is also level 9 in Taekwondo and level 9 in Judo. While watching the movie, Zack feels sorry for Rocky because he is watching the guy's mug instead of him and in 30. He decides to watch his hero, Rocky, on DVD and says bye to him. They both come out of the movie box. Mira concludes that the movie was fantastic because the hero was very good-mannered, intelligent, and patient. Zack is listening to Mira quietly. She asks if a man like him exists in real life. He tells her that, in actuality, a man like the hero does exist. He realizes that the man in the movie is opposite to him. While both of them are talking, suddenly, Joongi sees Mira and finds it good to see her. He thinks about the guy sitting with Mira and wonders if he belongs to the church. He asks her if she is busy with the guy because he hasn't seen her at the church. She told her she thought he would be busy because she had heard he had been admitted to S University. He was happy and told her he was lucky because he got early acceptance. When Zack heard that he had been admitted to the S University, he realized he was brilliant. He wonders if he is her boyfriend. She tells him to say hello and introduces Zack as her childhood friend. Zack decides to look smart because he should not be outdone. He takes forward his hand and introduces himself as Zack as he gets happy to meet him. He copies the same style that the hero did in the movie. He tells them that he is Mira's childhood friend. When both see him trying to introduce himself, they realize he excellently presents himself. The other boy starts laughing, looks at him, and wonders if it is a soap opera. He tells him that the kids are hilarious these days. Zack gets aggressive when he finds out that he is mocking him. Meanwhile, Joongi shakes his hand with Zack and tells him he is Mira's church friend. He apologized to him for the rude behavior of his friend. He told him that he had worked a lot, so because of that, his speech got rough, but in general, he is not a bad boy. After a conversation with him, Zack realizes that he is polite and promising in his studies. He wonders if he is the ideal type of Mira, and he is happy to meet him. He thinks that he needs to be innovative. Joongi's friend thinks that seeing Zack, he is such a loser. He looks at his eyes and finds Dawn fierce. The buzzers sound because the coffee that they order is ready. He goes to bring the coffee, and while getting it, he reminds himself to be innovative and walk properly because he is intelligent. Suddenly, Joongi moves forward with his foot so that Zack falls to the ground. Mira screams to see him losing. Zack fell on the ground with coffee in his hand. Joongi immediately apologized and told him it was an accident. He asked him if he was okay and told him it was an accident. His friends told him not to apologize for that to him. Zack got angry but let go because Joongi apologized politely and told him it was an accident. He stood up, saying there was no problem with that while realizing that he was a polite man. He starts wiping the floor because he doubts someone could step on it, so he starts cleaning. A child comes inside and tells his mommy he wants to play a game. Zack thinks the kid is very loud. While Joongi stands beside him, he sees them here and there. He suddenly smacks the kid on his head and starts smiling after returning to his position. The child tells his mom that a guy has hit him. When his mom asks him about the person who hit him, he signs toward Zack and tells his mom that he is the guy who shot him. His mother thinks that he is a child hitter. She starts moving towards him and asks him why he hit her child. Zack tries to explain to her that he doesn't hit her child, but she concludes that he is a liar, too. Joongi pats the kid and asks if it is hurting him. She thinks that Joongi is gentle and very kind. Zack tries to tell him that the guy who hit him is not him. In fact, he is Joongi. Mira also starts looking at him in wonder. He went to the washroom to wash his face. He was holding his cheek, which was swollen as the mother of the child hit him. He realizes that Joongi intentionally tripped him. Suddenly, he hears some sound from the washroom. Both of them smoke in the washroom and think he is a loser, and that the girl Mira is way too good for him. They both laugh, reminding themselves of what they heard. Joongi tells him that he is so stupid and uses abusive words for him, saying that he looks ridiculous in those casts. Zach realizes that both of them are pretty mouthy and abuses them. He listens to what they are talking about and thinks they should continue talking because he is considerate. He starts listening. He hears them saying that Mira is pretty. He abuses her because he messaged her multiple times, but she didn't respond, and now she is with a lightweight guy. He concludes that it would be easy for him to flirt with her. He slams at the door furiously and breaks it. Joongi gets scared to see him while his friend laughs at him. He threatens that his brother is a major in judo, so they will bluff and abuse him. Zach yells at them to shut their mouth and calls them to bring it to them because he decides to smash their dirty mouth. They both wonder what he is saying to them. Suddenly, Mira comes outside the toilet area. She calls Zach and asks him what he is doing inside because he has been inside for so long. Zach tells Mira that he is coming out, and while going out, he warns them to think before speaking again. Joongi tells him to wait and finish the fight first. They laugh, and Joongi's friend asks him if he has wet pants. After listening to them, Zach becomes furious but controls his anger and reminds himself to be patient and become the ideal type. Zach emerges from the toilet. Mira smiles and asks him what took him so long in the bathroom and if he goes for number 2. She laughs, but Zach doesn't say anything to her. He thinks those guys are talking wrong about her because of him. She puts his hand on Mira's shoulder and tells her he will be a good friend so she can be proud of him. After returning from the washroom, Mira wonders if Zach has washed his hands. She tells him that she is going back to the bathroom. As she went to the toilet, Zach sat there waiting for her. The people sitting near him start gossiping about him and thinking about whether he is the same guy, Zach, who is the crazy guy in all the places. They believe that nothing good will happen to them when they are involved with them. Yubin comes there and sees Zach. She realizes that he has not changed a bit. He realizes that she has changed a lot. The friend Joongi comes there and says hello to his sir. When his sir sees him, he realizes it is him. The friend of Joongi realizes that he came with his girlfriend to watch the movie. They ask his senior about the person, and he tells him he is his junior from high school. He asks his seniors about Zach, sitting at a side, and if he has tried to do something with him. They ask him if he knows him, and he tells them that he happened to meet him today, and that guy seems clueless. He moves towards Zach because he thinks he bothered them, so now he will take revenge on him. He goes to him and smacks him on his head. They are shocked to see him smacking Zach. They abuse him and wonder what he is trying to do by smacking him. The friend of Joongi abuses Zach and asks him if he likes to screw with people. He orders him to apologize to his seniors. Zach starts trembling with extreme anger and asks him if those guys are his seniors. He agrees and tells him that those are his seniors while he is bluffing. Suddenly, his sir grabs him. When he looks at him, he wonders if he has to go to poo. His sir whispers in his ear something while the other man says not to worry about them. His senior informs him that the man he smacked is Zach, a well-known boxer and the same guy who beat and captured the criminal. The boy stares at him and does not believe in what they tell him. He abuses him that he is just an ordinary guy. Zach stands up, apologizes, and asks him to leave him alone. He sees his eyes and finds that his eyes are laser beams. He notices that he is 6 feet tall and has broad shoulders. He wonders about the reason, which he hadn't realized earlier. He starts getting confused and apologizes for his rude behavior earlier. He thinks he should take Joongi and leave the place. Suddenly, he hears Joongi asking Mira for her number. Because they met there, he asked if he could get her number as she had changed it. Mira glances at Zach, who acts very cool because he has to act like a supportive and considerate guy. While Mira is about to give him her number, he, standing at the back of her, starts making fun of Zach that he will get the number of his girl. He starts moving to mock him and tells him to do things the way he is doing. Suddenly, Zach punches him in the face and he falls to the ground. The people see that he has blown up and all fly. He decides to apologize because Zach seems clueless but pushes him aside. He apologizes to Mira for the fight because he thinks he is only suitable for fighting. He tells her that his hands healed some time ago, but he hid from her and apologized for hiding the fact. While Joongi is holding his face from which blood is dripping, He tells Mira to get Zack and call the cops. He asks her if he is a gangster, and he further says that he has hit a person and knocked that guy down. She tells Joongi that she has already seen what he was doing behind her back and asks if he wants to call the police. She knows that Zack did not hit the kid. In fact, Joongi was the one who shot the kid, too, because Zack is not that kind of guy. A day later, both sit in the classroom. Zack wonders if everything is over. Mira calls Zack and sees that his casts are off. She asks him how long it has been. Zack realizes that he fought and was caught in a lie, and then he just left the place, so he concludes that he is the worst guy. He remembers the way he tricked Mira so that he could come close to her. Suddenly, Mira punches him on the head and tells him that his tricks are out of the world. She hands him over the tickets for a show when he looks at it if he asks about it. She tells him that on that day, he was continuously looking at the poster of it. She instructs him not to fight again as they will watch the movie today. They both went to Cinema Box to watch the Rocky 7. They both watched the film together. He was pleased because he thoroughly enjoyed it. He realizes the female lead is so good because he cares for Rocky. She was very considerate and caring, and she was very reliable. He wonders if that kind of woman exists in the real world. They both sit at the table and drink coffee. Mira puts a bandage on Zack's finger and tells him that maybe somewhere that kind of girl exists, and he starts staring at Mira. People on the street see Daniel, who is shooting, and they realize they must be shooting, which is very cool. They see Daniel's long legs of Daniel, while the owner appreciates him after looking at his pictures on his DSLR. Because of his good pictures, the sales of his clothes are way up. He is modeling the clothing on the weekend to earn money. As he goes to the car, the owner tells him to change his clothes and rest. Daniel sits aside, and after looking at him, people start whispering that he is a celebrity and very cool. One of them says he is gorgeous and asks if they should go and talk to him. He is sitting and thinking about how he will make more money because his thoughts revolve around money. He realizes that he can't burden his mom in this way by going to school with his handsome body. He wonders if it would be better to make money with this body. He remembers the guy from the agency who offered him a job. In addition to that, he has also made a lot as an internet broadcaster. He recalls the offer the owner of O Clothing gave him to model his clothes for $100 per hour. He realizes that the world was unfathomable for him in his old body, but his choices have no boundaries if someone is handsome. However, he doesn't want to work with O Clothing, so he thinks of broadcasting with Duke. He hears someone asking Donguk what has happened to him, and he can't do this to him. They are a group of 4 boys and a girl, all very handsome and tall. People look at them, and one of them whispers to Jeepers to look at them. They wonder if they all are models, all brand names. Daniel concludes they all are very relaxed and leave the luxurious cars. He wonders if they are all that much rich, handsome, and tall also. They all sit at a table, and one initiates a conversation. Daniel wonders what they are up to, and the man tells Donguk that some things are callous for him because they all have worked together. He asks him how he could move the team, and Yoon tells him that he has broken up. He tells Donguk that he can't be like this because they all started at the bottom of the Gangnam, and the 3 depend on each other to grow, so they must be together. He begs Donguk to return to him. He stands up from his seat and tells him to come on. He thinks he is nobody who is dragging him down and asks Yoon why she is proud of her heartbreak. He asks her why she is telling all over the town about her breakup. He tells her to stop living in the past and live in the present, and also to remind herself how much he has earned for him. He told his friends to get up as he should not have come to the place to meet him in the first place. So he tells him to let go out of that place. They all stand up and say they will keep the secret from their side, but they have heard all the conversations about how he tried to win him back. One says he will show that he has not heard anything, while the other says to see him later and leaves. Donguk tells Yoon to move on and not bother herself while waiting because she did not make him happy. While crying, she tells him to go and find what makes him happy. The man tells Donguk to wait, but he leaves the place and tells him that he should let him go. The guy is sitting alone while holding his head. Daniel looks at him because he realizes those guys ditched him and left him alone. However, he is curious to know if the cool guy is so important that the older guy is begging him to stay. He mistakenly makes eye contact with the guy, who, in return, starts staring at him. He wonders if the guy has seen him while making eye contact. The guy comes to him and excuses him. He asks why he is staring at them. Daniel explains that he just looked at them because they all seem fantastic. Daniel wonders if the man is trying to start something because he is staring at him and realizes it would be problematic. The man smiles, apologizes, and says he is not trying to harm him. He tells him that he is coming towards him because it looks like he is interested, so he decides to ask. He asks him if he is interested in making big money. Daniel is surprised to hear about money and asks about the kind of work he is talking about. The man tells him that the work is not difficult or strange and lets him know it is a straightforward service job. So he assures him that there is nothing suspicious about the work. Daniel starts thinking about whether he can become calm and have a luxurious car like the guys before. He gets happy and asks about the money he will get from the job. He starts wondering if he can make more than $2,000 or $3,000. The man tells him that the money depends on his job performance. He further informs about the income the previous guys made doing the same job, which is $10,000. He is shocked after hearing it, and the man instructs him to contact him if he is interested in doing the job so they can quickly chit-chat while having coffee. He tells him that he will wait to hear from him. He goes to his home while his smart body sleeps. The fat Daniel sits and thinks about the offer the guy made him. He believes that the job is not illegal and they are paying too much for just a service job, which is not complicated. He realizes he can earn money with his smart body but only gains the minimum in his fat body. He wonders if he should contact that guy and decides to contact him. At 3 a.m., he goes to the place where he told him to come. The man starts waving his hand so smart Daniel knows he is there. After looking at him, the man realizes that his first impression of him is good, but looking at him now, he has become hot. While smart Daniel is going towards him, as he is wearing a suit because he told him to wear one, he thinks the suit is from Jehong. The man compliments him, saying that he looks perfect. He asks him the reason for meeting in the middle of the night. He asks him if the place is open at 3 a.m. The man informs him that many areas are open 24 hours a day in Gangnam. Because of the meeting at midnight, he had to take off from his job, and his smart body could sleep for 6 hours. They sit and start discussing. Smart Daniel tells him he is in high school, and after listening to him, he holds his head. Daniel asks him if something is problematic. The man tells him it is not a problem because he is 25 years old and working. He thinks he cannot let a fish like him get away, while he also thinks he is in his early 20s. Smart Daniel asks him if he is sure about it, and he ensures that it is okay for him, though it will cause some trouble for him. He asks the man as he smirks and tells him that the job is a kind that uses the body as a power. He further tells him that these days, looks are another talent. He tells him to go to the other side because the customers will start arriving at 3:30 am as it is the time when it opens. Smart Daniel realizes that he told him to arrive at 3, but he thought they would have a meeting tonight. Smart Daniel is standing in the middle of 2 guys. One of them is June, and the other one is Max. Max asks June if he has eaten something, but June tells him he is on a diet. He asks about his nails. The second one compliments his great eyes. The man introduces him and tells them he is 25 years old, which means he is 1 year older than him, and asks them if they like him. The girl sees him carefully and says that he looks good. Her jaw drops while saying it. She tells him to go near her and sit with her because he is excellent. He is stunned to think that where he came from is one of Gangnam's top 3 host bars. He realizes that he needs to get out of that place. He sees lots of drinks on the table. The girl asks him to fill her glass with drink and wonders if he is being chic. Smart Daniel starts thinking about what he should do in this situation. He realizes that they drink and go out with girls, so he can't do it and is unable to believe that it happened. He tells them he can't drink, and they start laughing after hearing him as they think he is lying. He realizes he has no choice but to get out of the place. 2 other boys sit with their girls, while Smart Daniel sits with a girl. One of the men says he loves her to the girl, and she tells him to shut his mouth. The girl sitting with Smart Daniel tells them she will pout. The girl sitting next to Dongguk asks him why he is so quiet. Smart Daniel realizes that he needs to get out of the place. The girl asks Dongguk if he would mind if Daniel joined them for today. He tells her that he will not mind until she would not toss him aside. He realizes that she is crushing on him. Min thinks that it is not good because Dongguk is getting pissed off. He is abusing him in his mind because he believes that Daniel has snatched his top regular customer from him on whom he has spent so much on food. He doesn't know where he was working before, but thinks that it is his first shift here. And he is very good at smelling money because the girl he is sitting with is loaded with cash. He starts staring at him and realizes that he sees he is the ace with the considerate style, then attacks the opposite chic style. The girl beside Smart Daniel thinks he is very excited because he has never looked at her. While Smart Daniel is feeling the way to get out of the place, Dongguk concludes that he is a pro while abusing him. Daniel started reminding himself of the luxury car in which those guys came with the very handsome and tall branded clothes they wore. He realizes it is like they inhabit another world and look fantastic, and he wishes to become one of them. The man tells him to go inside to see what is inside. Daniel agrees and goes inside the place. He asks him about the place and where they are going. He informs him that they are going down to the basement, which is like a karaoke, so he instructs him to think of it as a karaoke. He tells him that he has never been to karaoke. He opens the door of the athlete's waiting room and requests him to come inside. One of the boys abuses a girl while he is busy on his phone and decides to drop that girl. When Smart Daniel sees them, he remembers most of them as if he had seen them that day. He realizes that all of them are cool and have good dressing sense. The man abuses them because he knows they are all pretending to be calm when they are not. All of them start thinking by looking at Smart Daniel that he is very handsome and he doesn't look like 25 by looking at his face. They wonder if he has done any skin treatment and where Smart Daniel was scouted. All of them were set on alert after looking at him. After looking at his coat, they learned that his jacket was worth over $10,000. The watch he is wearing is from Vacheron and was over $20,000. The shoes which he is wearing cost at least $5,000. They all wonder who the guy is because his outfit is worth tens of thousands. Smart Daniel looks at those guys and wonders if he will become like those guys because he seems so raggedy. He realizes that until then, he had been afraid because he had indulged in a beautiful illusion. He sees two of them arguing because one got a new Laurent that cost him around $3,000, while yesterday he got shoes from a customer. They both competed over the value of their items, such as a watch, shirt, and shoes. One of them shows his new car, which is a Porsche, and the worth of it is $60,000. He tells him the trick of how he managed to trap the girl in the car. He tells him that he told the girl that he had saved up to $40,000 and needed $20,000 more. Further, he tempted her to go for a drive in the car and asked her to chip in $20,000. After listening to his strategy, the other guy compliments him, saying he has worked hard, and asks him about the trick of saving $40,000. He calls him dumb and tells him he didn't save that money. He used 3 multiple girls. The guy understands that, in actuality, he got $20,000 from each of them, which is a very creative economy. Because he knew him, he never put his phone down. He tells him that it is very tiring because he has to unfortunately take each of them every few days for a ride, so he decides to get rid of them soon. Min tells him that he is proud of his strategy of sponging women. He gives him the option that he will seduce them and make them cheat, so whenever he wants to get rid of them, just let him know. In that case, they cannot ask for their money back if he breaks up with them. He tells him to do the same thing with their girls, too. Min has a habit of licking his lips to appear sexy, which eliminates the wrinkles above his lips. He wonders if this is a type of occupational hazard. While patting his face with powder, a man tells them that if the girls say they have no money, let him know so he can get them a loan from where he worked. He thinks that Min was a gangster before. Smart Daniel realizes that he uses face powder, which proves to use the appearance as a weapon for abuse. He thinks it is all very pathetic because they are even involved in gambling. As all of them are gambling, one says he is a lousy hand. The other asks the other to loan him $1,000, but he tells him he will not return it because he didn't pay it back last time. One of them realizes that he spent all he earned over one night. Daniel, smart, watching all of this, realizes that the reality is an endless banquet of lower-level desires. He concludes that he should not have judged the book from its cover, so he decides to leave that place as he has to take a chance to go whenever it comes. But the problem, which is a big one, is that the possibility of him getting out of the place is not coming. The girl compliments Smart Daniel's dress, thinking his outfit is not a joke and he has a lot of money. She feels he is covered in all brands, which is very cool. Daniel starts stammering and tells them that he is wearing all the gifts. They all get shocked to hear that he is wearing the brands costing him tens of thousands. They ask him if the watch he is wearing and the suit and shoes are all gifts. He agrees and tells them that all are gifts. The girl thinks he is the real deal to date him because he is loaded. Smart Daniel wonders if they are expensive, as O's clothing costs $200. He feels sorry for Jaehong because he has burdened him. The girl decides to give him a gift, too, and asks everyone to tell her one thing they want so that she can give them a gift. She realizes she wants that guy as she has cash, too. She tells them she will pick one of them and buy what they want. He tells her to give him a watch, while Dongguk thinks she will choose Smart Daniel anyway. He decides to remain top class and tells her about getting top class. He tells her to get him a cheap bracelet and asks about a matching bracelet. He thinks that he has given a top-class response. She asks Smart Daniel what thing he wants from her. He starts wondering if he can tell her a gift because he is unsure if she will buy something for him anyway. He decides to tell her something expensive, and they all start wondering if he will ask her for a Rolex, a Rolls-Royce, or a Ralph Lauren. Smart Daniel asks for a rice cooker because the rice cooker he had busted was at his place, and he needed it for cooking and making sweet potatoes. She hugs him tightly because she thinks he is charming, and she says she loves him because she realizes it is his first day. Dongguk learns that he has successfully made her feel for him, and he is very skillful because he nailed it. He realizes that the skill he used is not local and wonders if he is from abroad, like Japan, Spain, or the US. While the girl is hugging him, Smart Daniel wonders what she is trying to do. He pushes her away because he needs to drink water. He thinks that the thing he is going to drink is green tea, but in that confusion, he just drank booze. The girl tells him that the thing he drank is booze as the color of it is the same as green tea. He immediately spits it out and starts coughing. The girl pats him and thinks he must have been choked. She asks him if he is okay and instructs him to drink some water. Dongguk thinks Smart Daniel is trying to stimulate her motherly instincts for him. Min realizes that Dongguk is all fired up by Smart Daniel because he has stolen his regular customer. He concludes that he is very arrogant on his first day. Min comes forward, smacks Smart Daniel, and tells him to listen. He tells him that there is a code of ethics. The girl asks him what is wrong with him as he has started bitching him suddenly. Daniel is going too far, so she tells him not to get up and stay still. He orders her to apologize to Dongguk, but she refuses because she thinks he has gone nuts as a client. She doesn't need to apologize. Dongguk thinks he can entirely depend on Min because he is a real gangster and must be shaken. The girl tells Smart Daniel that they need to get out of it, and he doesn't need to respond to them. She asks him if he is faking sleep when she sees him sleeping. He asks her about her name. She replies that her name is Jessie. He rises and says to her to stop coming to that kind of place. Jessie is impressed by him when he asks her if she has brought up his point. She tells him she has and realizes he is adamant. He asks her if she wants to live her life like that. The booze is going to his head. While Dongguk is pouring the drink into the glass, he says that because many young guys work there, many fights happen there. Many guys with experience tend to flow there, and the guy Min used to do kickboxing. So he warns Smart Daniel that there are a lot of hot-tempered guys, so if he starts a fight with any one of them, all of them will come to fight against him. Meanwhile, all of them come running. They stand in front of him. One of them abuses him while the other asks him if he wants to pee, and the other asks him what he is looking for. Jessie asks them if they all have gone mad because she is a customer there, while the man thinks the situation has worsened. Dongguk tells them to shut their mouths because he believes it all happened because of him. He was the one who brought Smart Daniel to the place so that he could screw him up. He also abuses Jessie because he thinks she is considering him a joke after he was excellent to her a few times. They tell Daniel to beg them like a dog and scram if he doesn't want his pretty face destroyed. He realizes the pressure was mounting as it could have been too scary to make eye contact. But today, he smiles and calls all of them pathetic. They all come towards him to beat him up. Smart Daniel stands up and tells her to stay behind him. He is not scared of them. He sees a man trying to punch him and realizes he has a slow-moving fist. As compared to him, he finds Zack is much faster than him. He thinks about what he should be doing next and punches him. While beating him, he realizes that Vasco is much more intimidating, and by reminding them of their techniques, he copies the same and attacks those guys. Jesse is watching the fight as they are all attacking and abusing each other and calls them to bring them up. Min will punch him and say that the new guys are always losers because he has tried hard to get there. Smart Daniel tells him to bring it while he realizes he has incredible power and wonders what stance he should take. He gives him a high kick. He wonders if he also knows about kickbox. Smart Daniel kicks him so hard that he starts wondering if he has given him a Brazilian kick, which is unreal. He thinks about what he just recently did, and then he realizes that he just used the technique that the guy he saw him use during his fight. He admits that he felt so comfortable doing all the movements. He thinks that the boss is going to screw him up because he has been somehow doubtful earlier. After beating all of them, Smart Daniel asks Dongguk if he will sit the way he is. He thinks he has no other way because Min has been beaten up. Smart Daniel tells them he will not apologize because he has already decided not to work there. He advises him to get his life together, though he doesn't know his thoughts while sitting. As he felt thirsty, he drank a glass that was not water. He spits it out, and as soon as he realizes it is not water, he decides to get his act together. Suddenly, the man comes to know that the police have arrived. Jessie is shocked to know about the arrival of the police as she thinks Smart Daniel is going to hit him. She wonders who has called the police. Dongguk abuses her as the police are going to arrest him. He starts pleading about his clothes and asks someone to stop them. Smart Daniel starts wondering why they are so flustered. 3 of them are standing in a row. Dongguk is the first, arrested 3 times for scamming women. Apparently their boss, is standing at the second, and he owes thousands under false promises of marriages. The third, Min, who is standing at the third, is a frequent abuser. All of them were on the run because they were wanted offenders. As all of them were arrested, the police also informed them about those guys who were hiding unpaid fines that women had reported. The police are surprised to learn that they all got beat up by a high school kid. Those guys refused and told the police that they were not fighting. They feared additional penalties, so they stayed silent about what had happened. Smart Daniel was let off with a warning. He realizes that with those faces who live like that, not all good-looking, handsome people are living well. When he sees the day dawning, he realizes that when he went to that place, it was night, and now it is day as the sun is up. He finds it strange. Moreover, his face is hot. He starts thinking about what he should do now that he has drunk once again. He sees students going to school, so he decides to go there too. Eli has changed his hair color once again. So many girls gather around him to see his hair color. They compliment him, and one says it looks great on him. The other tells him that he is looking handsome. One of them asks him if he has done it himself. They know he is friendly, but will not reveal his number. Though he is friendly, he doesn't date any of them. Vin Jin gets angry and says Eli has nothing but a good face. He bumps into him and calls him purple. He also tells him to get aside if he doesn't want to die. Eli apologizes and tells him that he's going while smiling. Vin Jin warns him to be careful next time and thinks Eli is a little mess while he is cooler. People start whispering about him because they don't know who he is. They call him a loser because he is bugging Eli. A girl is standing behind him. Someone asks him to give his number and tells him he is younger than him. He further tells him he is rich, so sharing his number is okay. Vin Jin starts thinking about who is saying those annoying lines to him. He turns his face around to see who the new flower prince is. Smart Daniel is surprised to see him turning his face towards him. He realizes that he is feeling tipsy once again. Vin Jin is surprised to see him. Smart Daniel asks him what he is trying to do. He realizes that Smart Daniel is acting cool. He tells him that he is younger than him, and suddenly hears that he is telling him that he is rich. Jesse tells him to drink and asks where he is going. He wonders if he drinks all night with a girl. Smart Daniel tells her that, without any doubt, he is going to school, though he is feeling tipsy again. He went inside the class and saw Zach. He greeted him and asked what he was doing. He sees Smart Daniel sitting on the chair and finds his behavior weird. He asks him the thing which is in lunch. The other students wonder what is wrong with Daniel's smart. Zach tells them that he has no idea what he is doing. He realizes that he has drunk because he can smell booze from him. The girl starts whispering about him because they don't understand why he is wearing a suit, but the vibe of him is fantastic because he is looking very different. Jaehong is sitting aside, listening to all of them. They assume he must be a spoiled kid because of his dress, which they think is designer clothing. The clothes look great on him, after all. They gossip that it seems like he is drunk right now. When Jaehong listens to this, he is surprised and turns his face around. They guess that he was drinking all night and is hungover. The girls think he is very mature and wonder if they should get his number. One asks if he should be asking him to drink with her next time. Crystal Choi Fat sits alone and listens to other girls who think he has come to school directly from a bar. Crystal thinks that he sucks more and more by his actions and wonders if he is proud of his drinking. She thinks that is why her father asks her to watch a guy like him. Suddenly, Smart Daniel smacks the desk, greets her, asks her if she has slept well, and thinks she is pretty. He remembers that he had liquid courage when he talked to her because it was the first time he had spoken to a girl like that. He asks her what she thinks about it and if something is bugging her. The girl gets shocked and wonders why he is asking her. Crystal gets up from her chair and walks away. Smart Daniel thinks that maybe she has gone to the bathroom. Those girls start getting furious because they can't see Smart Daniel talking to that girl. They believe that the girl is very arrogant if the reason behind it is because her sister is pretty. Jaehong taps his shoulder and gives him a thing to drink. Smart Daniel thanked him and assured him that he would indeed drink it. Jaehong sees what he has given to him, and he finds out that the clothes got dirty. Smart Daniel tells him he will wash them rather than get them dry cleaned. But those clothes are not machine washable. He realizes that he has left the jacket, so he has to go and bring it up. He thanked Jaehong and asked him about his birthday so that he could give him a gift. The girl standing is watching them having a conversation, but she doesn't know what they are talking about. She believes that Smart Daniel looks charming as he is drunk, but suddenly she remembers that she has her piggy. Vasco stands with Jace when he sees Smart Daniel and asks him what is happening in his life. He told him he was feeling hot and came outside for some air. He thinks it is astonishing that he can't stay inside all winter and is wearing no sleeves, which is excellent. He appreciates him because he believes he is getting more looks, which is good for him. They all realize that he is drunk. He asks Vasco what he is doing and says he is working out with Jace, who is dodging his attacks. Jace asks if he wants to try something. Smart Daniel agrees and asks if he can. He asks him if he is okay with him trying, and Jace tells him to bring it on his attack. While he is watching his hand movements, he thinks that because he is drunk, he will not acknowledge a drunk guy's fist. He remembers when Zack was holding a quick punch while he was about to punch him. He realizes that it seems like he is carrying eggs lightly. He starts punching Jace, who gets beaten up so badly. He tells him to see his strong resistance against his attacks. He wonders if he was not supposed to dodge his attacks. He asks Smart Daniel to go to lunch because it is lunchtime. Jace says to Vasco that he needs to go to the infirmary. They all went inside with Smart Daniel. The students, when they saw them, felt scared. They know the architecture guys are with Smart Daniel and wonder when they got so close. Vasco asks him about the little Danny because he didn't come to work out in the morning. He asks if something is wrong and informs him that little Danny's resolve is weak, so they need to increase the training. Smart Daniel smiles and tells him that Danny sleeps all day and requires extra training to strengthen him. He is too drunk to realize that he is going to be worked to death. They all think that today, he is looking too manly. They wonder if the reason behind it is hiccups. Some of them realize that the credit goes to the fact that he is drunk. They think it is frustrating and wonder why he cannot see it. Dean pulls his ear because he can smell the alcohol from him. He asks him if he has come to school to cure a hangover. His name and department, they think the fashion department. Daniel is crazy and wonder if fashion department students can wear suits. A girl concludes that it is very cool of him to go to school drunk. They whisper that he must have drunk heavily. He tells them that he has not drunk heavily. He has just drank one glass. Dean says that he is lying right in front of his face and asks him about the place where he drank. He wonders if it was a playground or a friend's house. He tells them that he didn't drink at his friend's place but is unsure where he drank because he can't recall the place. He tells him to tell him the truth and asks if he is trying to joke with him. While taking hiccups, he tells them he is unsure where he drank, but suddenly, he remembers that he has a business card for that place. Vin Jin thinks he is just showing off because he must have been to a pub. They drank in the practice room. He gives the card of where he visited. Dean thinks he is tough, which is ridiculous, and sees the business card of Rainbow. When he sees the kind of card on which Escort Rainbow is mentioned, he realizes that he has already seen that kind of card somewhere else before. He was shocked to read that it was written Escort Service when he loudly read it, and all the other students were also shocked to hear it. He asks Smart Daniel if he is sure he drank at Escort Rainbow and asks about the person who gave him the card. He informs him that a madam, whose name is Seongdo, handed him over the card. They are all shocked to know that Smart Daniel is the man who goes to the escort bars, though he is a freshman. He realizes he has never seen a kid in his 20 years of school experience. He instructs him to come to his office after school because he thinks he is not a regular guy and is even messing with him. Students start whispering after looking at them that Daniel's smart is not a joke because he is incredible. Vasco suddenly punched him in the face so hard that his nose started bleeding. Smart Daniel asks him why he punched him. He tells him that he is so disappointed with him because he drank. So, to straighten him out, he decides to beat him. He tells him that his attacks just gazed at his nose, and he is bleeding. He wonders why he hit him because he has already been hit all his life, and again, he is hitting him. He has always been afraid because of blood. He asks Vasco if he just hit him and realizes that as he is drunk so, he just gets excited. In the cafeteria, as both of them are fighting, the students think they are getting serious. Vasco swung and punched Smart Daniel in his face while Daniel, in return, also attacked him. As they both are fighting, blood starts dripping from the nose of Smart Daniel. Smart Daniel kicks him, but he successfully blocks his kick. Jace is surprised to see that he has blocked a Brazilian kick from Smart Daniel and concludes that both are dead equal. Students start whispering after watching their fight. Jace wants them to stop but realizes there is no space to cut into them, as they both are punching each other. Sophomore Cho-ma interrupts by grabbing both of them and stops them from fighting. Zach sees him and starts wondering when he just got in, as he has a red tie because he is a sophomore. He is also a fashion senior, as he did a fashion show at a festival and is very tall. After stopping them, he tells them not to fight because it disturbs the seniors. While he is going back, Zach remembers that he heard about him and that he is antisocial. He grabs the collar of the boy who pushed him and asks him if he wants to die by doing so. He tells him that he did because he did great. Zach realizes that Cho-ma has shoved him. Jace is holding Vasco so that he can't start the fight once again and requests him to let go of him because he is already drunk. He warns him to wait and watch because he will surely see him later. The other students whisper if they see them fighting and think Smart Daniel and Vasco are equal rivals. Smart Daniel is feeling very sleepy and tired and is starting to fall asleep. Eli shows up there as a cool boy, and he is at the top of the class and a fighter. When he sees Smart Daniel, he remembers that yesterday, he showed up at his salon with a man who requested Eli to do his hair because they were in a hurry. He asked the man if Smart Daniel was a regular escort, and he answered that, at that hour, they were all escorts. He told him to make him look good. Eli told Smart Daniel that he already looks fantastic, so there is not too much to be done on him. After listening to their compliment on him, he thanked them. He asked him if he had a specific go-to style, and Daniel informed him that he didn't have a specific one. Eli realized that he must be a new escort because, at night, only escorts head toward their work. He concludes that the guy means Daniel is brilliant with him, which is a regular one. He thinks he already knows that the kid is not ordinary, but he cannot believe he is a night worker. Crystal tells Eli that she hates Smart Daniel, and he asks her if she doesn't think he is excellent. He tells her everyone there likes him because he is handsome and a good fighter. She feels that Mr. Purple is on the side of the good-looking guy. She tells him that those guys who are handsome think that they are the shit and asks him if he believes she has to like him just because he is attractive. He remembers Hee-yoon, who asked him why he wanted him. Smart Daniel suddenly comes there and asks Crystal if they can eat together. She asks him what the thing he is up to is. He thinks that she should better say something as he has that nerve. Crystal rose from her seat and ran. Smart Daniel started running behind him. 3 girls come to Eli and ask him for his number because they have known each other for 6 months. One of the girls asks him what he does after school. He smiles and tells them he doesn't have a phone and goes to work after school. They think he is lying because he doesn't have a phone, and they tell him to stop putting up a wall. Vin Jin smacks Eli from behind and tells him not to get in his way again, as he has already told him. He is finding him problematic. He glances at him and asks him if he wants to die. Smart Daniel is following Crystal, who tells him not to follow her. On the other hand, Eli apologizes to Vin Jin and assures him that he will stay careful next. Vin Jin realizes that he is bolting and concludes that he is very cool. At the same time, the students wonder why Vin Jin is bugging Eli. She asks him why he follows her and always does this to him. Smart Daniel asks her if he has done something wrong because she always runs away. Crystal requests him to leave her alone because she doesn't want to get involved. He asks her why she is doing this to him. Moreover, he realizes that he is getting tired because of the alcohol. His legs start trembling. He suddenly falls towards Crystal. He asks her if she thinks he has not done anything wrong, and he starts realizing that he suddenly almost struck her and got so close to her. He wonders what is happening to him. He finds it hard to stand alone. While close to Crystal, he requests her not to ignore him and feels something dangerous. Suddenly, Eli comes there and holds his hand. He asks him what he is doing. He glances at Eli and realizes it was the first day the other 3 paths would start to cross. She starts thinking about the situation and the reason why she is there. Smart Daniel tries to free his hand from him because he knows Crystal is watching them. He cannot free his hand because he can't even move it. He tells Smart Daniel that he has seen everything and starts wondering who he is. He asks him if he is okay or if he got hurt. Daniel is sleepy because he has reached his limit. He starts thinking about whether the man knows Crystal. He starts closing his eyes, falls to the ground, and falls asleep. On the other hand, when Fat Daniel wakes up, he remembers what happened previously. He starts screaming because it is a problem and running what he did. He is running because he has to find his body and hopes nothing has gone wrong. The boys are standing suddenly. They see Fat Daniel and think he is some ball about to roll. They ask him why he came there, and he asks about someone who passed out. He realizes he cannot find his smart body and thinks where he has fallen. They inform him that no one has passed out there, and the guy, while smoking, asks Fat Daniel if he wants to know where he is. Fat Daniel agrees and requests him to please let him know, but he tells him to give his wallet to him first. He was about to get robbed when Vasco appeared there and said to them that they were not allowed to smoke. They are surprised to see the architecture department Vasco appear there. He sees Fat Daniel there and asks him the reason for being there. Though he calls Fat Daniel by the name of Daniel Little, those guys, after seeing Vasco run from there, they didn't know they were friends, so they apologized to him. While running, they informed Fat Daniel that the passed out guy was rushed to the nurse. They are running from him and tell him that they have not done anything. Vasco wonders who has passed out and rushes to the nurse's office. He thinks he must be in the student guidance department or something. As Smart Daniel is lying on the bed, the doctor informs them that he blacked out because he was drunk. He cannot believe that a drunk student came there and wonders what he is doing there. Zoe is crying so loudly Eli and Crystal start thinking about what she is trying to do. The door opens abruptly, and Vasco and Daniel come into the room. Vasco bows down and starts apologizing because he heard it all, as he didn't know about his condition. They start wondering what is wrong with him because sometime earlier they were fighting, and now he is apologizing. He starts saying that he got impulsive, so he began to fight. Fat Daniel thinks that it is going to be okay because, after all, it is not a lie. Fat Daniel informs him that because he lives with Smart Daniel, he is aware that he got tricked into drinking. He escapes when he is drunk. After listening to him, Vasco decides to apologize to Smart Daniel because he doesn't know that. Jace tells Vasco that he doesn't need to feel sorry just after hearing Daniel's fat. He further asks him if he really thinks he is telling him the truth. Vasco tells Jace that he is sure he is telling the truth because little Daniel never lies. Fat Daniel is happy to know because he has heard it for the first time, while Vasco also instructs him to work hard starting tomorrow. However, he ordered him because he had noticed that he had been slacking recently. He picks up Smart Daniel and carries him on his back so that he can take him back home. They ask him if he is okay, and he informs them that he is perfectly fine. Fat Daniel realizes he will be knocked out, and Smart Daniel will wake up. They bid him farewell as they will see him tomorrow. Zoe knew Smart Daniel lived with a friend of his, but she didn't realize that he was Fat Daniel. She called Fat Daniel Piggy. She starts crying, thinking if it is some destiny. She thinks about who she will hang out with and cries, thinking it is too much for her to bear. The doctor wished Zoe all scram. She tells him she will see him at the store and requests him to save her some unsold sushi rolls. Eli looks at Crystal as the scene changes, and at night, Crystal sleeps. Crystal Smart is taking a bath in the bathtub, and she thinks about Eli, who gave her his number. As she remembers that he told her to call him when she needed him, she realizes he can't be interested in her. While thinking about him, she wonders why he had given her his number. Apart from that, she cannot believe that Fat Daniel and Smart Daniel live together. She realizes that the guy's dad is watching and questions herself about how she failed to know. She kept an eye on their house but never saw them together. Smart Daniel goes to them to get back his clothes and tells them he came to get the gift from Jaehong that he left while drunk. When they all see him, they start whispering. One says he is a gangster, while the other one whispers that he is a damn high schooler. Min tells them that they have to pay the lender back on time. At the same time, Dongguk informs them that he needs to take a loan to pay the fine. Smart Daniel heard that they had paid their fines and were clear. Suddenly, Jessie comes and calls him babe. She asks him if he is working. She tells him that she has brought him a gift and has waited since the place opened. She gives him the rice cooker, and they all start laughing because she got him a rice cooker. Smart Daniel is happy when he sees the rice cooker and wonders if he should accept her gift. He takes the rice cooker. Jessie tells him to open it because it is not it. When he opened the rice cooker, he and all the other guys were stunned to see a lot of cash inside it. They realize that the money is full of 50, so they think it must be $100,000. Jessie tells him that if he will date her, she will give all the money to him. Moreover, she assures him that she will behave nicely towards him. The other guys feel jealous of Smart Daniel and think he is arrogant. Smart Daniel realizes that he has never seen that much money. As the scene changes, Fat Daniel sits on the bed counting the cash at night. He remembers that yesterday he made $1,000 after paying the utility bills, the amount left he had put on the bed. He realizes he has worked for that money and doesn't care as he can't accept it. He sends the picture of the money to his mom and calls his mom. He asks him if she has seen the image and tells her he will hand over all the money to her. She asks him where he got all the money, and he informs her that he did a part-time job. She appreciates him and asks about the type of part-time job he does. He tells her that he just saved it up from a temp job. His mom advises him not to think about money so much and focus on his studies. However, he makes up a story and tells his mom for some reason. His mom is thrilled and appreciates him because he is studying and making money at the same time. He does not get happy at all when he hears his mom's overjoyed voice. So, he realizes that when someone earns money, it is not the amount that counts. He went to the library, and the man sitting at the reception told him he was troubled because he had been absent for a long time. Looking at his face, he feels relieved because he guesses he no longer needs to worry. He starts finding that book because he needs to study it. The other day, he goes to school and asks Jaehong if he washed them for him. He thanked him, and while looking at them, he realized that he must have done it professionally because they looked spick and span. The teacher cannot believe it while looking at the dogs because they are the only dogs wearing that particular kind of fabric in the world. Fat Daniel is on a weekend walk with his dog Inu and is very happy because he has been invited to a birthday party. He is invited to Vasco's birthday party and feels he has real friends. He asks Inu if she is happy to go to a birthday party with him, but Inu wants food to eat. He hopes that there will be no alcohol because he is already sick of alcohol. He thinks Vasco will have his birthday party in some average cafe or restaurant. Both bodies were invited to Vasco's birthday party, but he decided to go with Fat Daniel's body. Crystal is running and is confused about how she will work out with her body, but it has become a habit, so she can't help. Inu starts barking at her. She sees Inu and gets happy to see her, but suddenly she bites her. She realizes that Inu always bites her, and suddenly she realizes that if Inu is here, Daniel would also be there. She sees Fat Daniel running after his dog Anu. Fat Daniel also stares at Crystal. She says sorry to Anu and thanks him. She tells him that she saw him a few days ago at the nurse's office, the second meeting of their bodies. He introduces himself to her and tells them he is Fat Daniel and lives with Smart Daniel. She tells him that he has seen him before at the store because her sister often goes there, so she saw him once there. They both get shy because Fat Daniel wants to talk to her.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more.